Well, I'm not. It's an unbelievable problem. You've literally got two of the best handful of strikers in the world under one roof there. But, like, at some point, there is going to be a pecking order. There has to be a pecking order at some point. You can't just say, right, you play one, you play one. Nobody's going to be happy with that.
Did that not work for you in that season at Real Madrid, though?
Yeah, and I wasn't happy. Exactly. We're like...
It was R9, to be fair.
Well, exactly. I don't mind that.
You did at the time.
Well, it was probably Raul that was
right.
as well. But
anyway, he wasn't bad anyway. We digress.
That,
but yeah,
forgetting that. No, I think you need a pecking order, in certain situations, and it'll just be really interesting. At the moment, it's reasonably simple for Arne Slot because you've got one sort of coming not back from but having a mixed pre-season, let's say, in Isak with all the turmoil that happened up at Newcastle. So straight away you've got a nice excuse just to say, right, we'll bring you in slowly. So he's given him an hour the other day. If there wasn't a midweek game next week, what would happen against Crystal Palace at the weekend? I mean, as it happens, they've got Southampton in the League Cup, so it's perfect for him. Again, he can just go, right, Isak, you go and play another 70 minutes, we're building you up again, and then straight back to Ekitike, and then there's a Champions League match the next week. So at the moment, it's fine. But once they're both absolutely firing, and it's like they're going full throttle for everything, then there has to be a hierarchy, Steve. There has to be somebody that plays in all the main games. And that's when it will become a problem. Now, there might be an injury in the meantime. There might be something else that happens that Arne Slot almost gets a free ride. But it could be, it could be a little issue at some point until somebody has to accept, right, OK, I'm second choice.
I mean, it never ceases to fascinate me, this strikers, goal scorers.
Am I wrong?
No.
Would you not feel the same?
No. Yeah, you want to play, you want to be... Yeah, but particularly the strikers, because they want to get in a rhythm. And, I mean, even going back to Michael's day, Robbie Fowler still talks about it now. In the year they won the treble, he was getting told, you'll play on Saturday, but Michael Owen has to play here with Emil Heskey, and he didn't like it.
Yeah,
and he couldn't handle it.
Managers and teams and even midfielders behind you, you want your strikers to be the sharpest. That's when you need to be speed of thought, speed of physicality, to be able to make the difference. So, yeah, managers will want to be able to rotate. They don't want tired strikers, even if they're scoring goals. So you always want more than one strike. That's why I said it's worked out brilliantly before the game that they've ended up with both. But there is already a hierarchy. Michael says there will become a hierarchy. There is already, the way we're talking about it, even the questions there of, are you giving the manager a headache because you've scored again? That's already telling us Isak is the main guy, even though he's hardly played a game. So I think it's quite harsh on Ekitike. He's come in, he started the season. He's the guy who's scoring the goals. At the minute, he should be the main guy. And Isak should have to force his way in, but we're already sort of saying that Isak is the main guy.
Yeah, and we're talking about two strikers who last season for their respective clubs scored 49 goals between them. So, I mean, that's the problem Arne Slot's got today. You started the day by talking about the importance Ryan Gravenberch for Liverpool. He scored one, he assisted one. He was all over the place again today.
Yeah, he was. He's almost got a little bit of a different role in this midfield. When Szoboszlai or when McAllister can sort of fill in for him, he does have the licence to go forward as well sometimes. If Wirtz was in this team, then he would probably have to be a little bit more disciplined, but he can get forward, as he did with his goal, to think, right, OK, I've given it to Szoboszlai there. If I go forward, he'll cover for me. And he saw a gap and he exploited it, and it was an incredible finish. I mean, a great ball from Mo Salah, but what about that? Almost helping it on, looping it over the goalkeeper. But he can do that. Here again, he's in an advanced position because the likes of McAllister and Szoboszlai are in filling in for him. And again, had an influence on the goal. I mean, this lad, we looked at him before the game. Look at that. I mean, he is seriously talented. He can do anything. I love him in the sitting number 6 role. We saw him before the game. I showed some clips on that, but it just shows you can push him forward and he can still have a big influence. A little bit like Declan Rice. I mean, he's a bit number 6, but he can play forward as well. And I look round the world at the moment at midfield players and I think, who is better than him? Who is performing better than him? I don't see many at all. I think he is one of the finds of the last season or so. Certain circumstances could have meant that he wouldn't be playing. If Liverpool had got Zubamendi, let's say, when they wanted, he wouldn't have been playing. Even when they played Ipswich on the first game of last season, we were all scratching our heads thinking, who's going to play as the number 6 today? And word emanated from the dressing room, it's going to be Gravenberch. And I then went and interviewed him and found out that he was. And then he's never looked back since. It's incredible. I mean, Bayern Munich, they must be scratching their heads thinking, wow, why have we let him go? Because he could be anything, absolutely. If he was playing for another team now, everybody would be after him as a new number 6, new midfield player, thinking 100 million plus.
And Everton's problem in that first half was they couldn't get to grips with Gravenberch and the rest of that Liverpool midfield at all, could they?
No, and I would expect there was a few choice words at half-time from David Moyes. I think that's where Everton, well, it's obvious that's where Everton lost the game in that first half, but it was because, in my opinion, in the middle of the pitch, I didn't think Everton got close enough, competed enough. I think they never got within 5 or 10 yards of Gravenberch on those clips that you've showed. Yes, it's quality from an informed player, but Everton didn't really get in the face of those Liverpool players and make it a derby when they're out of possession, whereas in the second half, got a lot closer, competed, were braver in possession of the ball, and certainly made a game of it, and will be, well, you saw the frustration at the end. They'll be frustrated that they didn't actually get anything from the game.
And you alluded to before the game and again at half-time where Everton's danger